everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be one that I've been thinking of for a while. I just haven't executed it, which kind of will be a theme for this whole topic, if you will. But basically it is going to be a ThredUp DIY rescue retiree box haul. Where are they now? So basically, I will link up in the cards. I did a video over a year ago purchasing a box from ThredUp that was titled the DIY Rescue Retiree Box. And we'll, basically what that is, ThredUp is an online thrift store. They've partnered with, Rent the Runway. They partner with Rent the Runway. And so some of the items that are just like no longer circulating, or maybe just due to style or like a imperfection or a hole or a stain or something like that, they're creating these little rescue boxes, which ThredUp does other rescue boxes of like shoes, which I have other I can put my playlist up above as well, some other unboxings with them. So anyways, this was the first and only rescue retiree box that I got, and I wanted to do an update video of like, where are they now? Have they sold? Are they still in my closet? Did I profit from it? I don't know. Let's see. So if that's something that you want to watch, then please stick around. All right, so hopefully you've had some time to kind of look at the video, and if you haven't, you can I'll let you pause so you can watch that video real quick. You watched it? Great. So here's the update of everything. So that box cost $100 and you got 10 items. I looked back at my receipt and it was $100 flat. There was no tax or anything. I don't know if that was like a one-off, if I had credits. I don't think I did it. It was just $100 flat. So that obviously made each item $10 each as a cost of goods. So let's go through each of those items and I will tell you if they sold, where they sold, if I made a profit on them. So let's start with the Ted Baker dress. This was the Adelaide sleeveless v-neck dress. It was a size 0. This actually did sell on Poshmark for $97 and it sold the same day that I listed it. Hold up. Let's just pause just for a second. So I referenced that I had been thinking of this idea, but had put it on the back burner. I forgot to mention that when I made this video, the first video, I had my box, I did my haul, I put my box on where my inventory goes and left it there for over a year. Right. Over a year I just left inventory there. And you know why? Because some of them were flawed and I didn't want to deal with it. It got shoved into the corner because more inventory just kept coming in and in and in, and I just kept processing and just left it there because knowing that it was flawed. And that is again another theme of I'm not somebody who like will, if it does anything more of me just having to wash it or stain treat it, typically I'm not going to sell it because I have zero patience for it at all. So beware, if you do purchase one of these boxes, there might be some things that you have to fix, and are you willing to fix them and not let it sit for a year? Okay, back to the Ted Baker dress. So this sold the same day I listed it, but I didn't list it for about a year. That's where we were. But it sold for $97 and I profited $67.60 on that one dress. Now, looking at the flaws, I don't think there was any flaws. I don't remember there being any flaws. I think it was just done. Maybe the style was no longer wanted for the Rent the Runway, but somebody bought it same day on an offer of $97 and I said, heck yeah, I'll take that. So the next item was this rixo dress. It was the Rixo Marie Smocked floral print dress. Super duper pretty. The size was a little bit of a deterrent. It was an extra small, which I'm not sizest here, but when the sizes are, you know, kind of in the extreme, so either extremely small or extremely large, it just narrows your market, as well as the price of the item. That's going to narrow it down even further. So you just have a smaller chance of selling it. Not obviously not impossible, just a smaller chance. So the issue with this one is that it had a huge seam rip, but it was right on the seam. And what I did, I just did fabric glue. I just fabric glued it. It wasn't perfect. The print got a little wobbly looking on the sides, but to be honest, it was clear fabric glue. Because of the print, it was a little bit difficult to see anyways. I noted that in the listing. Hey, this area right here, this was fabric glued. I think I even took like a before and after picture. I noted it, whatever. I did my justice, my due diligence, I should say. It sold on Poshmark for $50. It sold in 12 days. And I profited $30 off of that. So again, you'll see one day sold in 12 days. Like some of the stuff sold pretty quickly and I just let it sit there for over a year. All right. The next item is a Sailor Keen puff sleeve striped sweater, size small. If you remember in the video, it had a huge discoloration on the bottom. Like the whole bottom half of the sweater was just like, had almost like blue dye, like it just transferred, something had transferred. I rewatched the video and I was talking about like cutting off the end of it. And I was like, you can't do that on a knit sweater. Like it would just fall apart. Anyways, what I did is I just sprayed a shit ton of stain remover on it, all over it. I let it sit, I washed it, it all came out, all of it. You can't even tell it was there, all gone. Like crazy miracle. I still have it listed for sale. It's listed for $110 on all of my platforms. So there are some items that are still listed, and I am very much willing to give a great discount to anybody who wants to purchase any of these items. If you just send me an offer with, you know, hey, I saw your YouTube video, I will most likely take that offer. So that one is still for sale. This next item actually just recently sold within the last month, I believe. This is the Luna Pearl Cream Knit Sweater. It was a size small. The only thing that I could see that was wrong with it, it just had some sweater pilling. And again, I have zero patience for stuff. I didn't even get the sweater pilling off. And then there was like a little area in the back of the neck right here that like the knit was a little bit large. Like it wasn't a hole, but like it wasn't as tightly woven as it should have been. Again, just noted it. Sold on Poshmark for $39 on an offer. So I profited $19.48. And this was relisted multiple times. I want to say maybe like 2 times, something like that. So this one did take a little bit to sell. The next item is this Fifth Label Walking Hour Knit in red. It's size small. It does need a little bit of sweater shaving, and is still listed in my closet for $50. Again, if anybody wants to offer me anything, I will most likely take it. This next one is a Sita Mert cranberry flutter sleeve dress. Again, still in my Poshmark closet. It did have some large discoloration areas, and again, I am too busy, I won't say lazy, I will say I'm too busy and just don't have the patience to figure out how to kind of dye. It almost looks like little bleach dyes in some areas. So again, this dress retails for a lot. $40 was on the cheaper end of stuff. Again, my goal is to make a little bit of profit. I noted the discolorations. I always give like ways to fix it too, like re-dye it, cut it, do whatever. But it is still for sale. It's a size US 10, and I think it was a European 40, if I remember correctly. This next item is a Rebecca Taylor Bow Fleur dress. This one is a size 0. Again, another one that I had to fabric glue together. One of the seams in the back was coming undone, and I want to say maybe there was a little in like the vent in the front or the back, something like that was coming undone too. I fabric glued both of them. They both look great. You can't really tell. I mean, if you look up real close, you can tell, but because of the pattern of it all, it's hard to see. Again, disclosed that it was mended with fabric glue. It is still for sale in my closet. I have it listed for $195. Again, if there's anybody who would like to make an offer. I think the size 0, again, kind of on the smaller side of stuff, a little bit of a deterrent for people, as well as the price. But I loved this dress so much that I found it in my size on Poshmark and I purchased it for myself. I actually just wore it in a recent video as well. I can't remember what video it was, but I kind of matched my eye look to the dress. It was really pretty. But I purchased that on Poshmark and I got a steal of a deal because it was new with tags, and this dress retails for like $6.95, something bananas. But it's a really beautiful dress. Somebody will love it. It just hugs all the right places. All right, then there was this ML Monique Lillier floral button-up dress. This was a size 16. I did relist it, I think, a few times, but it ended up selling on Reselling for $85. And I had a profit of $56.19. And the only issue that I could see with it was that it was missing a button, but the buttons were like the fabric covered buttons and there was no extra ones that come with it. Sometimes on some garments, like if you look at the care tag, they will have like an extra button sewn on. This one didn't, but how the buttons were, you couldn't really tell it was missing, and it wasn't like, I don't remember it being functional either. I think it was more of a detail, but sold on Reselling, so made a good profit. My next item is this Veda yellow leather mini skirt. I forgot to write down the size, but I think it was a smaller size as well, and the biggest issue was that it had this huge like it needed to be ironed or steamed, but again, it was leather. I didn't want to deal with it, so basically what I did is I sent it into the Real and they still listed it with like this huge flap. Like, I mean, everything was in great condition, but it just looked like it got like the leather was crimped or something, and you just needed to like steam it or whatnot. Oh, it took forever to sell, but eventually sold for $7 on the Real. So I profited negative $4.90. The Real is not necessarily my friend, but sometimes when I just don't want to deal with things, I send it off to there knowing that I'm not going to profit as much, which clearly I profited negative amount. But my best sale, and I foretold this being the best sale too, was this All Saints Dalby leather biker jacket in this deep berry red. It was a size 4, I believe, a US 4. The flaw on it is on the back shoulder. It kind of had this like flake of leather, which on my own leather jacket has happened. Like I like ran into a tree bush or something and I just kind of like cut the leather a little bit where it flaked off, and then there was like some other areas of discoloration that just like was a lighter color. I sold this on Poshmark for $158. Even with the issues, again, you just disclose it, you take pictures of it. So for selling for $158, I profited $114.68. So to sum it up, my total profit, so my total sales, I should say, was $283.05. And then my total profit minus the cost of goods, which is the $100 cost of the box, was $183.05. And that is having sold 6 items, and I still have 4 items to sell. So I almost doubled my money for the box. But it took me a year to actually list. So would I do this again? Probably. I probably would, because not all of those items were like super duper flawed. Like some of them were easy fixes, some of them were just like whatever, you just list as is, and you know, somebody can deal with it on their own time. But you really have to know yourself. Are you somebody who likes to mend things and, you know, kind of upcycle things? Because I feel like that box, I got pretty lucky with a lot of things not having to be like needing to be super fixed. Who knows with the next box? You never know. So I might get another box in the future. I would just have to be more diligent about actually not taking a year to list things. But also I am so inundated with inventory at this point, which is why it took me a year to list everything, that I am going to probably pass for the future. I do have my eyes on, they have some other boxes. So the rental rescue retiree box is still an option on ThredUp. It's not widely available. If you've ever been on the ThredUp site, a lot of times they go in and out of stock. You have to get them very quickly, but there's another one where it's like rental retiree accessories and purses, but those two are like a lot more expensive than the clothes. I don't necessarily know why. Maybe it's just the items that get picked for them, who knows. But I am interested in that. And then they also have another just like regular designer box, you know, things that don't come from Rent the Runway. So I would be very eager to get my hands on that as well. But at this point, I have so much inventory. I don't need it. Do I? No, I don't. I don't need it. So anyways, yeah, that's where I'm at. I thought this was a fun little video to kind of see where things are and see, again, kind of very data driven, and how much you can actually make from these boxes. So yeah, I will leave my other playlist, my other ThredUp unboxings up above. I do have a lot of shoe boxes in there as well. Yeah, so let me know, have you picked up a rental retiree box, other rescue boxes? Do you think that they're worth the money or the hassle? I'm always curious to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it. And if this is something that you enjoy watching, please consider subscribing as you go, leaving this video a like and a comment just to kind of help it grow. And with that, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.